समझ में नहीं आता।
After Jhuto ka Sardar, Congress chief calls Prime Minister Modi Ravan with 10 heads. BJP hits back at the Congress for politics of abuse, says Gali politics will backfire.
मध्यम वर्ग, महिला, इन सब लोगों के मुद्दों को राहुल जी लगातार उठा रहे हैं और सच ये है कि भाजपा के पास जवाब देने को कुछ नहीं है। इसलिए राजस्थान में जब भारत जोड़ो यात्रा आएगी, एक बहुत ही ऐतिहासिक यात्रा होने वाली है और हर वर्ग इस यात्रा से जुड़ेगा। स्वतः ही अपनी इच्छा से लोग आएंगे और लाखों की तादाद में राहुल जी के साथ लोग जुड़ेंगे। हम सब ने चर्चा करी है और मैं पूरे प्रदेशवासियों की तरफ से ये संदेश देना चाहता हूँ, हम सब जो कांग्रेस के कार्यकर्ता हैं, कि इस यात्रा में हम सब मिलकर राहुल जी को, पार्टी को, सबको आगे लेकर रखेंगे। और मैं ऐसा मानता हूं कि अभी 8-9 राज्यों में यात्रा जा रही है। राजस्थान की जो यात्रा होने वाली है वो सबसे उम्दा और नंबर 1 पर राजस्थान के जनता कार्यकर्ता राहुल जी से जुड़ेंगे, ऐसा हम लोगों को पूरा विश्वास है।
मैं माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी से आग्रह करूंगा कि वो भी अपनी बात रखें।
जैसा मैंने कहा आपको, यात्रा का मैसेज बहुत शानदार है। पूरे मुल्क में यात्रा 1 माह से जा रही है और संदेश पूरे देश के हर राज्य के, हर जिले के, हर गांव में, हर घर में है। क्योंकि मुद्दा वही है राहुल गांधी जी का, जो आवाम के दिल के अंदर है। महंगाई की मार हो कमर तोड़ चुकी है, बेरोजगारी बहुत भयंकर है और जो प्यार, मोहब्बत, भाईचारे की राजनीति होनी चाहिए, तनाव नहीं होना चाहिए, हिंसा नहीं होनी चाहिए, ये मुद्दे आज पूरे देश के अंदर है। और राहुल गांधी जी पूरे देशवासियों की भावनाओं को रिप्रेजेंट करते हुए यात्रा निकाल रहे हैं। यात्रा में जिस प्रकार से देखा आपने, भीड़ उमड़ पड़ी है, कोई कल्पना नहीं करता था। ये बीजेपी वाले तो इतने चिंतित हो गए हैं, इतने विचलित हो गए हैं।
Ladies and gentlemen, the mega crackdown on gangsters of North India. Republic TV was the first channel to get you the details of the NIA crackdown. Earlier today, we had multiple state raids that were carried out by the National Investigation Agency, starting with the Delhi NCR, also in Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, and also in some parts of Himachal. Remember, these raids that were basically carried out by the National Investigation Agency was to look into the activities of these gangsters. Some gangsters who've already been arrested. But here are some of the details that my colleague Gursimran is getting us from his sources within the National Investigation Agency as to what was the purpose of this raid and what is it that they have found so far. Let's take you through some of the big details that is emerging right now. One, they're saying that they're looking into the focus of funding of the gangsters in Punjab and nearby states. The main focus of the agency is essentially to dig into accounts of the family members of the gangsters who are either in the jail or are absconding and are in other countries, especially gangsters like Lawrence Bishnoi and others. Some of the details that Gursimran will take you through in a short while from now. We can now confirm that the agency has seized the bank details as well as PAN cards to look into the transaction that has been made by the family members to these gangsters and their associates. Important to point out, the National Investigation Agency has drawn up a list of about 29 gangsters. This list has been handed over to the Ministry of Home Affairs, and the NIA has essentially suggested a rejig of those gangsters where they are lodged here in the in jails here in North India, them being shifted to South India. Let me also bring in my colleague Gursimran, who's getting us the full details. In fact, Republic TV broke this news around 7 o'clock this morning. 30 minutes later, other channels had to follow. Gursimran, just walk us through the details that you're picking up right now with this mega crackdown on the gangsters of North India. Who are the gangsters that they are targeting right now? What is it that the National Investigation Agency has found out in their investigation?
officials of the National Investigation Agency, and what they told us that every raid that the agency conducts, be it across the states or in a single state, that comes with a motive. And the motive of the third set of raids on the gangsters in the Punjab and in the nearby districts, be it Lucknow, Rajasthan, National Capital, Haryana, was that to find out the source of funding of these gangsters, and second was that whether these gangsters, those who are in jail, whether their house is visited by the gangsters or their associates. So for that, there was 2-point agenda of these raids. That is what we are being told. First was to dig into the accounts of the relatives, the family members of these terrorists, and all the locations that were raided by the National Investigation Agency, the account numbers, the passbooks that were traced by the National Investigation Agency, and all the statements, they were taken into record. These were the documents, the bank passbooks, the checkbooks, all were seized by the National Investigation Agency to dig further into the transactions in these accounts. And second was the CCTV footage, is the mobile number of the family members, so that the dump call data, which is the call record data, that can be thoroughly studied and analyzed, that who are the frequent visitors through the families of the gangsters who are lodged in the jails, not only in North India but also in other parts of the country, because the breeding ground these jails have become for the gangsters, and they are operating very freely even from inside the jails. Let's take the example of Sidhu Moosewala killing, where Lawrence Bishnoi carried out all inside the jail, that too from the Tihar jail. So that was something really shocking for the agencies, and now they are looking into these two angles. Shavan.
Just one quick question before I let you go, Gursimran, with regards to who are the gangsters that they are targeting, and what is it that they have found so far? Because it does appear some of these gangsters have already been taken into custody. So what is the purpose of the raids being carried out when most of these gangsters have been taken into custody? Have they got new intelligence with regards to the fact that even though they are inside the jail, they're still carrying out with the operations? Take us through some of the details that you have.
Sisha, when I spoke to one of the officials regarding the Neeraj Chaska, he's a well-known gangster in Punjab who has carried out around 12 killings, named in 12 killings. He was arrested from the Samba district of the Jammu, and he was arrested somewhere around 29th of September. That is, we are almost 2 months back he was arrested, and even 2 months in the jail he was carrying out these kind of terror activities, that his involvement came into being, that from inside jail he was operating some of the modules. So that was something really very shocking for the agencies, and Neeraj Chaska was named in one of the FIR number 39, if I recall exactly, is the place where Neeraj Chaska has been named, and he was arrested by the Punjab police from the Samba district of Jammu. Even he was carrying out the terror activities from inside the jail, as what we are getting to know from the sources. So the jails in Punjab have become a breeding ground for the terror activity, for the gangster activity, and also the direction these gangsters were following. They were following the directions from the Canada, they were following the directions from the Australia, Armenia, Dubai. These are the places from where the directions were given to them to carry out the acts of terror. So a larger conspiracy was coming into being. That's why it was very important to look into the terror funding angle, the funding angle of these gangsters, and who is visiting them regularly, visiting their places regularly. Were their family members being provided with the funds by the terror groups or the gangster groups, so that they can work for them from inside the jail? That is something the National Investigation Agency, as per sources, is looking into.
Thank you very much, Gursimran, for getting us the latest details. A major crackdown by the National Investigation Agency. Sources here in the National Capital essentially indicating that this is just the tip of the iceberg. A story that only Republic has got it correct, and we'll get you more updates in the days to come. Shifting focus now to that special report coming in from Uttarakhand. The 18th edition of the India-US joint military exercise Yudh Abhyas is underway in Uttarakhand. The idea of this entire exercise is to enhance the interoperability and also the functioning between both the armies when it comes to peacekeeping, or for that matter even during disaster relief. Important to point out here is that both the armies are carrying out a joint exercise looking into multiple drills and also weapon training exercises that are basically underway. Republic TV is the only channel covering this entire military exercise, getting you live updates as to what's really happening in this military exercise that is being carried out. My colleague Piyush Mishra files this exclusive report from Oli in Uttarakhand. Take a look.
The 18th edition of Indo-US Joint Training Exercise Yudh Abhyas 22 was conducted in Uttarakhand's Oli today. Exercise Yudh Abhyas is conducted annually between India and the USA with the aim of exchanging best practices, tactics, techniques and procedures between the armies of the two nations. Republic is the only channel who has been reporting live from the spot.
The joint exercise between Indian and American forces is underway here at Oli in Uttarakhand. Right now we are showing you the pictures of this exercise which is right now taking place in Oli, and what we are now showing you is the demonstration of unarmed combat which is now being showcased here by the Assam regiment personnel from Indian Army. You can see how they are going to begin this, and they are telling us that without using weapon how to do unarmed combat, and there are army personnel from America who are also sitting and they are looking at this. They are learning from how to do unarmed combat. Remember that this is a joint exercise which is going on in Oli of Uttarakhand, and it is at least 10,000 feet above the sea level. If we talk about this joint exercise, it is going on since 15th of November. It will continue till 2nd of December. But the main motive, the main aim of this exercise is the peacekeeping.
US Army soldiers of the 2nd Brigade of the 11th Airborne Division and Indian Army soldiers from the Assam Regiment participated in the exercise.
Right now we are here in Oli where the joint exercise between US and Indian Army is underway. Right behind me you can see as to how the exercise is underway. There are personnel of US Army who are taking part in this. Remember that this is the 18th edition of US Indo Army's joint exercise. Right now they are showing the demonstration of a kill house where they vacate the area, they go inside the area in urban or semi-urban areas or the densely populated areas to clear the house if there is any kind of terror activity going on in any location. So these are the live pictures where the Assam Rifle personnel from Indian Army are present along with the US Army personnel who are here, and they are showing us demonstration as to how they enter into a particular area and in a house and they clear if they find any kind of terror activity going on in a particular location. So these are the live pictures which we are right now showing, and that's how they enter inside a house. This is what the US Army personnel are learning from the Indian Army personnel.
The 18th edition of the exercise Yudh Abhyas will focus on employing an integrated battle group in accordance with Chapter 7 of the UN mandate. The training entailed operations related to peacekeeping and peace enforcement. Both armies also conducted hard operations during the course of training.
Sir, how do you use this and what are the specifications of this particular weapon?
So the specifications of this weapon, this is the M4A1 carbine. It chambers 5.56. We are 30-round magazine. Up here is the PEC 15. It has 2 lasers, daytime and nighttime. Up here is the ACOG. It has 4 times magnification. On the inside there's a bullet drop compensator for whenever you're shooting at different ranges. It weighs about 2.5 kilograms.
Okay, so this is American-made weapon and it can be used in during the night time also. This was very important and interesting weapon which we can clearly see here is a rocket launcher. Sir, if you can tell us about this particular weapon and how do you use this?
Yes, this is a Swedish-made Carl Gustaf. It's an 84mm recoilless rifle. It's about 15 pounds or 6.6 kilos, about 44 inches long, and it's operated by a 2-man gun team, one firing and one loading in the rear. It's a breech-fed weapon, so you load the round, slam it down, and the fire can shoot. You can shoot around 6 rounds per minute, but you can only shoot 6 rounds per day because of the shock wave of this weapon system. The range is about 400 meters on a moving target, up to 2,000 meters on a stationary target, depending on the round.
Yudh Abhyas 2022 involved discussions and drills on variety of combat skills, including information operations and combat engineering. The soldiers also trained on using unmanned aircraft systems and counter-unmanned aircraft systems, along with various other aspects of field training exercise.
This is the exercise which is right now underway here in Oli of Uttarakhand. Remember that LAC is merely 100 kilometers away from this very area, and like we were telling to our viewers that strategically this place is very much important and holds a lot of relevance because the climatic conditions, the geographical conditions are almost similar to LAC, and this exercise is right now which is underway holds a lot of importance as far as the Indian and US armies are concerned. In the last many years it has been taking place. It is in fact is taking place since 2004, and that's the another drill which we are right now showing where a kill box demonstration is being shown, and the Indian and US Army personnel are doing joint exercise where they are demonstrating as to how they go into a urban or semi-urban area to neutralize any terror activity which at some point of time takes place. With Vivek, I'm Push Mishra in Oli Uttarakhand for Republic TV.
On the other side, another special report now coming in from the international border as to how exactly the border security force is keeping our borders safe. This at a time when in the last 96 hours there's been a twin infiltration attempt that has been made by Pakistani terrorists. We'll get you that ground report on the other side of this short break.
Powered by Big, Bold, Beautiful, Nissan Magnite, ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel India Limited, Smarter Steels, Brighter Futures, Tata Capital, Palak Jhapkao, Loan Pao.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 10 years, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Your favorite service provider, Den, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special. Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home.
Wow. Oh, I love that expression.
To subscribe to your favorite channels, contact your local cable TV operator today or call Den toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now.
दादा आप फ्लाइट कहाँ बुक करते हो?
इक्सिगो,
ट्रेन,
इक्सिगो,
बस,
इक्सिगो,
साइकिल,
इक्सिगो,
ज्यादा बोल लिए,
बड़ो ज्यादा बोल लिया।
और कौन सा ऐप डाउनलोड करना चाहिए?
इक्सिगो।
और निकल
लो।
जागो रे मतदाता जागो, देश के भाग्य विधाता जागो, दिल्ली ने दी है आवाज, दिखलाओ अपना अंदाज, मतदान करो, इस लोकतंत्र का मिलजुल के सम्मान करो तुम।
लोकतंत्र का सम्मान करें हम, आओ मतदान करें हम। 4 दिसंबर 2022 रविवार, पोलिंग बूथ आना न भूलें। राज्य निर्वाचन आयोग दिल्ली द्वारा जनहित में जारी।
Prepare your kids for the changing season. Prevent flu with annual vaccination. Consult your pediatrician for more information.
The Jawans deployed on the international border of the Border Security Force are on the highest level of alert. In the last 96 hours, there have been twin infiltration attempts that have been made by those desperate terror groups backed by Pakistan and Pakistan's ISI. But remember, all these infiltration attempts have been thwarted by our brave forces. The Border Security Force particularly needs to be credited for ensuring that the infiltration attempt that has been made by Pakistan via ground had been thwarted. And all of this is also possible because of the reliance that the BSF has on new technology. Republic TV is the only network, once again, getting you that special report from the international border. My colleague Gursimran travelled several kilometres to get you this exclusive ground report. Take a look.
Jammu frontier is one of the toughest frontiers for the border security force as they are deployed in eye-to-eye contact with the Pakistani counterparts. And to foil any nefarious attempt of the Pakistani enemies and the Pakistani terrorists, the BSF is using the state-of-art weapons. Today in this special episode, we will show you the weapon systems that are being used by the border security force along the international border to foil each and every threat from the adversary, and also that ensures that India remains ahead and the territorial integrity and the unity of the country remains intact, as these men behind the machine leaves nothing at chance to foil the nefarious plot of Pakistan.
The Jammu frontiers is certainly one of the toughest frontiers for the border security forces. And it becomes all the way more taxing after Pak and its nefarious plots seem nowhere to end. However, our forces at the border are always well equipped. Republic is the only channel getting you a ground report of the BSF training on those weapon systems used by border security forces. Watch this.
Indian, Pakistani, BSF and the Pak Rangers are deployed in eye-to-eye contact, and at many times there is a situation when the enemy comes too close, be it intruders, the terrorists or any Pakistan-sponsored terror group. For this, these are the specialized Israel-made weapons, X-95, that is used by the BSF. This is very easy to handle, as any person who is without training like me can hold it with a single hand. And these troops of the BSF who are specially trained, they are well equipped to use this X-95. It's easy to handle and has the Israeli technique in it. It is developed from Israel and is very effective when it comes to decimate the nefarious plots of the enemy.
Out of all these weapons, there is an ace card, the rocket launcher. This rocket launcher is a weapon of surgical strike. This rocket launcher has the capacity to decimate the enemy. Take a look.
This 48mm CGRL rocket launcher is the weapon of surgical strike. Without stepping inside the enemy's area, this has the capacity to decimate the enemy, be it the terror bunkers, be it the terror infrastructure. Each and everything can be destroyed, and this is held at the arms of these jawans of the border security force, and this is the aim they keep on the enemy.
Summers or winters, holidays or working day, our forces at the border are always alert to prevent all nefarious plot of the enemy. India salutes at their grit and dedication.
See, this is the beast of the BSF, and this works in such a manner that it can destroy that 90-meter area in the diameter of this very landing place. And these are the weapons of the border security force that makes it different from the enemy.
Sharmila is seated in the car. This is the very particular car. She is right behind me, and also, as you can see, she is trying to stage protest here. In the meantime, we also see that police officials are now allowing her to move out from this place, and also at the same time there are vehicles which are put across just before her vehicle, and the police officials are asking her to get down because she does not have permission to go ahead. And also at the same time she has been questioning the government here in the state of Telangana.
Powered by Big, Bold, Beautiful, Nissan Magnite, ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel India Limited, Smarter Steels, Brighter Futures. Tata Capital, Palak Jhapkao, Loan Pao.
भैया जी हमला। भैया जी 10 गोलियां ले ले।
गोलियां नहीं रज्जा, गोली।
पर बाहर तो 10 लोग हैं।
10 हो या पूरी बस, अब तो बस 1 है तो डन है। इसको कोई वॉच कराओ। जब वॉचो मिले ढेर सारे ओटीटी ऐप्स एक ही प्लान में तो हर कोई बोलेगा वॉचो 1 है तो डन है।
वॉचो प्लान स्टार्टिंग एट जस्ट 42 रुपीस पर मंथ। आज ही सब्सक्राइब करें और पाएं सिलेक्ट प्लान्स पर 1 महीना कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री।
Pooja, you left the job and still so cool?
Bro, new challenges bring new opportunities.
Oh, really?
Seriously, Rahul, my entire house, now it's an online retail store. Look.
Wow. But money?
Few years back, I'd invested my Diwali bonus.
And now you have LIC's ULIP plan Nivesh Plus. Invest once, get the benefit of both life insurance and maximized returns based on market trends.
One sec, Rahul.
Madam, you are double cool.
क्या हुआ चैंपियन?
कैसे बनूंगी चैंपियन पापा? दिन रात प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ती है। यहाँ तो रात को स्टेडियम ही बंद हो जाता है।
तो खोलते हैं ना रात वाला स्टेडियम। एक काम करो ना, चेन छोड़ छोड़ के लगाना।
पापा?
अब करो दिन रात प्रैक्टिस चैंपियन।
एक्स्ट्रा सेफ पॉलीकैप ग्रीन वायर आपके सपनों को रखे सेफ।
मेरी नजरों से चुना, तेरी हरकतों से सुना।
वो सपना जो बुना, तुझे लगा गुनगुना।
कभी जीती तू, कभी मैं हारा, फिर भी खूबसूरत है ये नजारा, क्योंकि इसमें है खुला
कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
इसलिए ग्रीन लैम लैमिनेट्स, सपने आपके, लैमिनेट्स हमारा। अमेजिंग स्पेसेस के लिए कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
झाके रे झाके झरोके से झाके, देख के दम है छोटे बड़े सारे। झाके रे झाके फ्यूचर को ये ताके, तरक्की को टुक टुक हर कोई ताके। झाके रे झाके।
Reimagineering brighter futures with smarter steels. ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel India. Smarter steels, brighter futures.
Last evening, the lobby was laughing, smiling, and almost celebrating what an Israeli filmmaker said at IFFI when he called the Kashmir Files vulgar and a propaganda film. But today, as the entire nation of Israel stands behind India and the filmmakers of Kashmir Files and isolate this one filmmaker, tables have turned, the Toolkit Files have been defeated by the Kashmir Files. That's our biggest story tonight at 7 p.m.
Viewers, top headlines right now. Israeli filmmaker mocks Kashmir Files at International Film Festival. Lobby follows suit.
The fact that he used these words, I will say sick, mentally disturbed, or absolutely planned agenda. He was obviously representing a section of people for whom this film has always been an agenda.
Kashmir Files actor Anupam Kher slams the Toolkit gang, calls insult a pre-planned conspiracy.
हर जगह कितने भाई क्या आपके रावण के जैसा 100 मुख है क्या है?